Hey guys. Okay. Alright. I wrote some notes this time. And I still don't know exactly how I'm going to do this, but bear with me because I promise this is at least worth watching. Because I took really good stuff down so I could remember why I was making this video. It's about splitting. I feel like splitting the black and white is the core of the self-destructing, the toxicness of ourselves. So again, these videos are for people with BPD as well as people who are trying to cope, be there for someone, you know, whatever. I actually just made a 15-minute video. It didn't work. It didn't have sound. I got a new webcam. I don't know how to do it. Whatever. Technology retarded. Bear with me, please. I'm sure eventually I'll start making and editing videos when I know what the fuck I'm doing, but I don't right now. So alright, we're going to try and cut down the babble. We're going to get real professional, but this is the beginning. So, like I said, messages, comments, inboxes, whatever. Let me know what you need, what you want to hear about, whatever. For me, I'm just going to get right down to it. The splitting, where we can't see positive and negative about ourselves or another person. It's the root of the go away, I hate you, don't leave me, whatever. It's obviously a defense, but it originates from the original core wound of the abandonment or the neglect or whatever you went through as a child. So I'm going to use like my ex-girlfriend as an example a lot just to make what I'm saying make sense in some situations. But like, let's say our need to protect, I wrote a combination of our lack of self as well as the false self that BPD is. We created, or rather probably our parents or whatever you went through, created this false self, the one that we had to be to get the attention or whatever happened. And we grew up with the psychology of that being who we needed to be good enough. Instead of having our identity and whatnot. Anyways, so for example, a reason for you nons or to help us, the thing that's so most painful is that we'll never really understand splitting necessarily, because I know when I'm doing it now. I know some of you might realize when you're doing it or realize when you did it. And so, but we'll never understand exactly like what, you know what I mean? Like when you go from really being so sure, like, oh, this person's everything, like it's such a good idea, you want, this is what you want, like whatever, and then all of a sudden you literally almost like hate them. You're like, ew, go away. Like I want to be alone right now. And you don't get that, right? I feel ya. It's fine. So fine. So I wrote down, I know, I'm so sorry it's the last. Yell at me, give me any tips. Okay, but I'm getting to it. Here it is. I'm getting to it. Don't leave. So the core root wound or whatever, I wrote down, I think it's most important to talk about how it's all good. You're all good to them or you're all bad. Suddenly, like, the BPD person will love you. You're amazing. You are everything to them, blah, 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 blah. Because actually during the good is where there's a lot of manipulation that we don't even necessarily, we don't want to acknowledge it or take responsibility because we don't really realize it. Because it's not manipulation in necessarily like a liar way, but more like our learned habit of neediness and helplessness is that we need somebody to, for example, me. I'm like, I need somebody that'll get me to stick to an exercise routine or like help me like clean my house and get my errands done and like make me be on track, da da da. All of a sudden I need that person. No. Me living like that is my fucking problem. What I need is to be able to survive on my own. I've needed this whole time to stop making someone my everything, because what it is when we're all good and we're in that awesome loving relationship and we're idolizing you, whatever, and you're 100% good to us, that's because you're giving us something that we need, like, that we can't get in ourselves, like identity, value, self-esteem, a life worth living, all that stuff, approval. But at the same time, that's not helping us, because whenever we're triggered or whatever, this was my actually original point, anything with you, when it doesn't make sense to the non-BPD, the person dealing with us, I know you guys are probably like, no, but she had no right to yell at me like that, or like, it came out of nowhere, I don't even know why she's upset, this and that. Or people with BPD, when we're like flipping out, half the time we know we're like, we should probably shut the fuck up. Why am I even upset right now? Or we're yelling, but we really just want to be crying and hug us, but instead we're like, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you, when we really just want to be like, why aren't you hugging me closer? And we're fucking it up, right? That's why it's gonna hurt and not make sense. And that's why everybody needs to be, or please be sensitive, because we don't realize that we're associating our here and now person with what hurt back then. We feel all those unexpressed, undealt with things. And out of fear and anger, we rage. And it just, all of a sudden, it's all in front of us. So it will never make sense to the person we're flipping out on, because we can't explain it. That's why we need to deal with it. But it sucks. Whew, I'm so pissed that other video didn't work, because I flipped out. Granted, I shouldn't be flipping out, but the comments that people are coming on here and leaving just stresses me out, because this is a site for help. I'm sorry if you want to waste your time coming on here and talking about what we already know about ourselves, about traits that we need to work on, and like, oh, run because this, that, and the other thing, and bullshit, bullshit, bullshit. We are working on ourselves, and BPD takes a long time to recover. This is no overnight thing, and this is nothing where in a month, yeah, in a month we could be like, ah, I feel so good. But in that month, we're probably going to have another down. And during that down, we're going to doubt every ounce of progress that we've had. But that'll fucking happen. And eventually those downs are going to get shorter. We'll find ways to cope, to snap out of it. We'll be able to finally sit there and be like, hey, holy shit, I'm not BPD. I have BPD. We're still human. So we're still going to wake up grouchy some days. That's okay. Tomorrow's a new day. We're still going to fucking binge, because we've been working so hard, and now somebody came over with a chocolate fucking cake. Fuck. Okay. Does that mean you should go continue to fucking binge? No, that's fine. You slipped up. Get back on track. You have to remember, it's not always BPD. You're also human. And that's what's hard for us too, is when we fuck up, we take it so hard that we have it down because we made one mistake. Maybe it's not even a mistake. Maybe we're just beating ourselves up for not being perfect. Like, it could be something that small, and we throw everything away for it. We eventually will get the emotional regulation to be like, okay, that happened. Now it is what it is, and move on. Feel it, let it go. And by all means, I know, practice what I preach. That's fine. I'm working through it with you guys. Don't think that I'm some fucking cured being here preaching. No, I'm right here with you. I have my down still. I'm whatever, going through the same stuff. But my point is, if you have negative things to say, don't come on here and say it, please, because we all know what we're going through. And if somebody chooses to be there for somebody with BPD, don't give them any of your ignorant advice, because obviously you're perfect and we're sorry we're not like you. Like, no. If you were so perfect, you wouldn't have to waste your time online belittling people that are battling something. Like, no. Not that I'm saying you're a bad person, but I'm just saying, please take it somewhere else, because I have no time. Yeah, it's a hard road. And then but the thing is also, like, with my ex, and a lot of people that have been in my life, they have tried to do, like, everything for me. And I finally realize now that I not only need to take responsibility for a lot of my own actions, but that it's not best for me for someone to keep trying to do everything for me, because yes, I do need somebody that'll give me push and stuff like that, like to maybe because like I don't like doing things alone. So if somebody would come jogging with me, oh, sorry, like come jogging with me, or would come over and be like, all right, let's clean the house and do it with me. You know what I mean? That's fucking awesome. But what I can't have is somebody living my life for me, because I realize now that I need my sense of self. I need to get out of bed and make myself go get in the shower and exercise, or I need to get out of bed and like get my shit done. You know what I mean? I I need to do it. So basically, lesson today, guys, is splitting is a big deal, a huge deal. But you're not going to be able to define the situation, um, because there is no definition. We don't know what went wrong to whatever make these wires cross, but I'm hoping it'll help you understand that everyone can make mistakes and no one's going to be perfect. But that's the cycle, is it goes back and forth, because people get, when you're in the 100% good and we're valuing you all good and we're loving you because you're all of a sudden helping us achieve something we need to achieve and whatever. But then, like, for instance, my ex-girlfriend, one of the ways she was really good for me is we had a lot of mutual friends, and she loved being outside and she loved going out with people, and I need to be social. I need to get myself out of bed. I need to do things, and we love doing things together. So we were really adventurous or whatever. That's really good for us. But once I had her, I don't know what to do when I get that closeness or intimacy with anybody. So I panic, and then I need her. And then all of a sudden I'm helpless. I think that I get helpless, so helpless that I need her for everything, because I need her to be concentrating on me. And I can't have her not think I need her, because then I won't have her or something. I'm not sure. But we didn't end up going out with people. What we did was like sit inside and work on my homework, or like watch movies or cry, like, because I realized that I just all of a sudden get into this panic without even, and it's not the neediness that you think. Like, I'm not like, ooh, hold me, because I actually like love distance. I'm like, no affection, thanks. Like right now I get in these moods, but like neediness in ways that I can't explain, like it's fucked. But I'm sure obviously if you have BPD, you kind of know what I'm talking about right now. So it's like, it's hard, because then we get frustrated because it's not getting better that way. But yet they're still busting their balls, so they think they're doing everything they can for us, but we're still going to be like, blah, and go crazy, because it's not actually helping if it's like that, because then it's the neediness that we're just wrapping ourselves around you, and we still don't have anything for, you know what I mean? Like, we have to, so it's hard, because I'm not saying don't be there for that person either, like all these other people are saying, but I mean, work with them, but make them work. You know what I mean? It's hard. I think I might start making separate videos for people being there for BPD to give advice for that in one video, like just stick on that, because I'm way too ADD to be like, ooh, for you do this, and then the BPD person, whatever. This whole video is not making sense. I just wanted to make a video just to make a video. Fuck, I have such bomby notes. I should literally just read the page that I wrote down so that I got my point across, because I feel like I didn't get my point across at all. But yeah, I probably didn't get my point across. Maybe I'll like write it down, some of it in the explanation. And again, questions, comments, messages, all of it, send it to me, video ideas, whatever you need. My Tumblr is in my videos, I think. Maybe I'll like put a link in the description of this too, because I have my Tumblr up. I talk to people on there too. You don't even like have to have a Tumblr to ask me questions on there. Yeah. So hit it up, and I'm here for whatever. Okay. Bye. Good night.